Man, my robo mop will take care of this, but what do I do with that?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, right, I have this. That was easy. Oh, well, that was pretty quick. Now I can get back to my normal daily routine. I guess kind of hard to take me serious with a cat hoodie on. That is Eufy's E28, the first robo vacuum mop combo that comes with a detachable cleaner for rugs, carpets, and even your bed. Combined with one of the most powerful and fast mop cleaners on the market, this might just be the most advanced robo vacuum yet. But with so many options on the market right now and a hefty price tag, we still have to ask the question, is this good or bad tech? I make weekly videos helping average consumers like you pick through the bloated tech market and find products that really work. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of garbage out there. If you want to support the channel, two ways of doing that is either hitting the subscribe button right down below or heading over and following me on Instagram. I want to start with a brief overview of the specs and features, because let's be honest, if you're buying a system this expensive, you want to make sure that it is top of the market. And honestly, this is the most powerful and versatile combo system Eufy's created yet. Starting with the pascals of suction, this has been upgraded to 20,000. Now we can look at any other top brand and you might see one at 21,000, but most are between that 10 to 15K range. And even Narwhal, a company that I have reviewed all of their robo vacuums, I think their top one now maxes out at around 12,000. Now, whether you really need 20,000, that's what we're gonna look at a little bit later in the video. Just as impressive is the mop, which has a dual built-in reservoir with a self-scraping cleaning system. That means the whole time this thing is cleaning your floors, it should also be keeping its unique roller mop completely clean as well. And it has close to 1.5 kilograms of downward pressure, meaning it should be able to clean messes that other robo mops can't do. Eufy has also improved their detangling system with this unique roller brush and their side brushes, which now have extendability to make sure it gets deeper in corners. But I want to just get into things and do one of the most extreme mop cleanup tests yet to see what this thing can really handle. I wanted to do my craziest mop test yet because I really like to push these things to the limit. I'm waiting for the day where we get the robo mop that can actually clean up insane messes. Because right now, most of them just end up spreading them and then the machine itself looks like a disaster after. The E28 is unique because the mop head is this giant roller that has these built-in scrapers that clean it over 300 times per minute. And this should result in an overall way better job mopping and being able to handle bigger messes. So for this test, I went and poured a lot of condiments on the ground. We're talking mayo, hot sauce, ketchup, mustard, Taco Bell's hot sauce, which I recently just found out they sell. Delicious, I love it. And then I went into the app and selected the kitchen since I just wanted it to clean that area. But here's where I discovered the first issue I have with the E28, and that is the cleaning settings. The majority of robo mops I have reviewed so far always have a few different settings. They have a vacuum only mode, a vacuum and mop, sometimes a vacuum then mop as well, and then usually just a mop only mode. But for the E28, for whatever reason, it does not have a mop only mode, so it has to vacuum and mop at the same time. So yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to work, and these were the results. While it was slowly working its way into the mess, it started by cleaning the borders. And to be honest, it really did clean everything up. You can see it was able to go collect everything and make sure the floor was completely spotless after. Now, did it have a funny condiment smell? Yes, but it was definitely clean. I won't say it wasn't. But flipping over the device after is where you see the majority of the mess. And I think a lot of this was attributed to the fact that it was also vacuuming it up at the same time. But I wanted it first to do its self-cleaning thing inside the base station before we really judge how disastrous this device is after cleaning that up. And after it went through its self-cleaning cycle, the results were not any better. This thing was disgusting, and I had to tear it apart piece by piece and clean everything in my sink. Yes, the mop head was mostly clean, but the inside vacuum roller and the side brushes and the bottom of the machine, disgusting. And it even looked like a little bit of something got in between the plate and the actual device, so I'm not sure whether I should be concerned about that. Now, realistically, you should always use paper towel first, clean up the majority of the mess, and have this spot clean. But if these companies want to eventually call themselves a real home cleaning solution, it should be able to clean something at least similar to that, because right now it is just not worth running it if your floor looks like that. But let's get into something a little more realistic: spot cleaning. So for this round, I wanted to do something a little more realistic. So we actually have 3 different messes that are a little more common in your household for the E28 to take on. First up, in the kitchen, it's going to face a little bit of spilt dry milk plus a nice big mustard stain that has been cleaned up a little bit but is also dried up. Next up, in the hallway, it is going to have to deal with some muddy footprints. Now, some of these I pushed in pretty hard and some I just walked lightly, so we're going to see how it deals with both of them. With that 1.5 kgs of downward pressure, I have pretty high hopes. And last up, when it reaches the living room, it is going to have to clean up a bunch of spilt used coffee grinds. And so I let it run a cycle, and right away it smashed through that kitchen, cleaning up those first 2 stains with no issues at all. But when it met the muddy footprints, this is where it really had some issues. Light surface stains, no problem at all. If it's just a layer of thin mud, like your dog would track in. But anything that was dug in a little deep, anything that had some excess amount of mud, it just didn't clean up. And in the living room with the used coffee grinds, that was no issue. It sucked them up. The only small thing I noticed was that it did drag some of them across the room. It seemed like some got caught on the vacuum roller or on the mop and then ended up spreading around. It wasn't a huge deal, and if you did another cleaning cycle, they would get it, but still a bit of a mess that it didn't clean. Overall, a pretty solid job with general household mopping. But I think my overall take on the mopping capability is that it should be used just for day-to-day cleaning, like most of them are. This isn't any more advanced or any better than the Narwhal ones that I've tested. If you run it every day and you have a small amount of messes and spills, it's going to do the job. But before we get to the vacuum test, I want to talk about the main reason why you're probably interested in the E28, and that's this right here. The removable power cleaner that you can carry around your house while your vacuum is operating as well. So just to give you a little bit more information on the unit, it comes with this sturdy handle, which makes it a little lighter to pick up. It has the built-in water tank right here, which is the shared one that your robot uses, and then the dirty water tank on the back, and this nice long power cleaning hose, which has a really cool feature I'm going to show you in a second. It's not battery powered though, so you are going to have to plug it in wherever you bring it. So I'm really risking my couch here for this test because we're going to spread 2 things into my couch. We got some Dijon mustard and we got some barbecue sauce. I love this stuff. I guess mustard's my condiment of choice for this video. So let's see what we can do here. We're not just going to push it on. We got to work this in a tiny bit. Look at that. So we got our cleaner right here. Has a really long power cord, by the way. I'm just going to set it right there, plug it in, and now all you have to do is press this on button at the top, but we're gonna unravel our hose here first. It's gonna get loud, so be prepared. One thing I have to point out is when you want to have water come out, just press this right here. So all we have to do is press that trigger and water is gonna come out. And then we'll talk about this little magic button here in a second. Let's start it. Oh, look at that. This thing is crazy powerful, but I want to show you really quickly what this button does, because as you know, stuff is going to get gunked up inside of your hose. Well, they've actually created this self-cleaning button right here. Check it out. And that's gonna make sure your hose stays clean, your main unit stays clean without having to take it apart. This thing is awesome. This is a winner by itself. And when you're done, go ahead and place it back on its base. It just clips perfectly back and plug it in. And now take your dirty water tank and we can pour out, look at that, all that dirty water. And I like to just give it a rinse after because it stinks. One of my tips is in the dirty water bin, I add a little bit of Pine Sol or cleaner just like that, and that just makes it so it doesn't stink super bad. And ready for its next clean. Back at it for the vacuum test, and for this, I wanted to do 3 different versions. Number 1 is long hair cleanup, and this is stuff that can get tangled inside of the vacuum itself. Number 2 is a corner test. With those extendable side brushes, I want to see how well it can get in a corner of a house, whether it's rice, coffee grinds, hair. And number 3 is the carpet cleanup. So for test number 1, I cut up some synthetic long hair, and I'll admit, I went a little too crazy for it. I had the vacuum run in the kitchen, start cleaning it up, and we'll just say it got a little tangled. Now I'm gonna call this slightly unfair because again, this is an unrealistic situation, but it did not handle that amount of hair well. And you let me know down below in the comments whether you think this was a fair test or not. To remedy the situation, I put a little less hair on the ground, I let it run, and this time, yes, there was no tangles. I was a little bit disappointed because I thought it would just be able to suck it up and just move throughout the roller brush, especially with their unique design, but it's definitely not 100% anti-tangle. As for the corner test, I put some rice and some coffee grinds. Again, I added quite a bit here in the corner by my TV stand, and I let it run. And as you can see, the extendable side brush does get in the corner, but depending on what is stuck there and how much, it's only gonna do so good of a job. In this case, the vacuum was almost so powerful that it was pushing the coffee grinds back out after it had passed through, and this led to it leaving the majority of what I put there. The simple solution to this is just don't have super big messes. Make sure it's a little bit, but the corner side brush definitely does get in those deep corners of your house. And lastly, the carpet test. For this, I poured around a half cup of coffee grinds and rice combined on this one carpet I have. It's my test carpet, so I don't care if it gets a little dirty. And these results were spectacular. So it actually did 2 passes on it, one horizontally and one vertically. This makes sure it gets in every little crevice of your carpet. And by the time it was done, those 2 passes, and I shook out anything that was left, it was maybe a 1/12 of a cup at most, if not less than that. This was on max suction, taking advantage of that 20,000 PA it has. And although I wasn't overly impressed with the mopping capability, the vacuum is really good. My biggest takeaway from my time testing the vacuum is very simple. This again is for everyday cleanup. You should be running this at least once per day, and this way it is never taking care of too big of a mess at once. Unfortunately, no matter how expensive these things are, they are just not built for overloading yet. Back where we had our initial coffee mess and where I poured condiments and had to clean it up with the portable cleaner. Honestly, this couch has survived a lot already during this episode. Now, usually with these robo vacuums, there's a lot more I have to talk about. They have little features inside their app, all these other tiny things you need to learn, but with this Eufy E28, it's actually very simplistic. In fact, Eufy has probably created one of the easiest apps to use, and I do commend them on the map creating capabilities. It recognized my kitchen and labeled it. It recognized my living room and labeled it. It recognized my hallway. So I only had to do a little bit of editing inside the app. And the view and interface is really well designed. I guess my biggest annoyance was, again, the fact that it did not have a mop only mode. I just don't understand why they don't have that. Let's talk price, because that plays a big factor. In the US, this goes for $1,300 USD, which would make it one of the more expensive mop models on the market. And for its price, I'll be honest, I wasn't overly impressed. Yes, it has 20,000 PA of suction, and yes, this really cool mop design. But honestly, it didn't do anything crazy that some of the cheaper, even narwhal models that I've reviewed don't do. The biggest thing you're buying this for is that extra portable cleaner. And to me, this is a bit of a gimmick, a lot like the Ninja Creamy that I reviewed, where you already have this great device and they're just adding on this extra feature. Don't get me wrong, some people are going to love this thing and it's going to become a daily household cleaner that you're using all around. But I'll be honest, I'll probably use it 2 or 3 times and then never touch it again. Now for the answer, is this good or bad tech? And if you watch this channel often, we have our brand new meter from 1 to 10. And I am gonna call this good tech because I do think it's really well made and it definitely does what it's supposed to. But I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10. It's just not overly amazing. And as much as I love Eufy's security products, they have not mastered the cleaning game yet. And if you want to check it out along with some of my other favorite robo vacuums, you can check the links right down below in the description. And don't forget to subscribe because we'll be live next week with a brand new product to find out if it's good or bad tech.